Good morning, students. Today we'll discuss master slave JK flip-flop and edge trigger flip-flop. In the last class, we covered JK flip-flop and T flip-flop. In JK flip-flop, we are getting four different kind of conditions like memory state, reset condition, set condition, and toggle condition. And in T flip-flop, we are getting two condition, that is memory state and toggle condition. In today's session, we'll discuss about master slave JK flip-flop and edge trigger flip-flop. The outline for today's session is master slave JK flip-flop, edge trigger flip-flop, and application of flip-flop. Okay. So master slave flip-flop is the cascading of two JK flip-flop. So cascading means a kind of series connection. Okay. Suppose we have two JK flip-flops. The JK flip-flop can connected in series connection. That means like this way. Okay, we can provide the input to any one of these JK flip-flop, and the output is transferred to the next flip-flop, next connected flip-flop. Okay, so let's see the circuit diagram of this master slave JK flip-flop. This one is the circuit diagram of master slave JK flip-flop. See, in this case, this first is one JK flip-flop, and the second one is another JK flip-flop. Here both flip-flop are connected in series connection, and this connection is called cascading connection. Okay, this is called cascading connection. So as you know that clock is the important factor for the flip-flop. So that means in both cases the clock is connected. Both flip-flop, the clock is connected. For the first case, the clock is directly connected. For the second case, the clock is connected with a NOT gate. Okay. Here the first flip-flop is called the master flip-flop or master latch, and the second is called slave. Okay, slave latch. And why this is called, I will tell you. Okay. So the master, this flip-flop is operates on positive clock cycle, and the slave will operate on negative clock cycle. It means that, as you know that this clock having two state, one is the positive state, another is a negative state. So this one. Okay. So when the clock is moving from 0 to 1, so that state is called leading state. Okay, and when the clock becomes 1, that is called positive state. Okay, so positive clock cycle means the clock value is 1, and the negative clock cycle means the clock value is 0. Okay, for this case, when the clock becomes high, and obviously it becomes down, and it maintains some delta t time, that time the clock value is 0. Okay, so that is called negative clock cycle when clock is 0, and the positive clock cycle, that clock is 1. So this clock is supplied to this master when the clock is 1, clock value is 1, then master will operate. Whatever the value of J and K, the master will operate, and it produces the value Q and Q naught at its output side. See, in this arrangement, the slave takes the output of master as its input. That means this both Q and Q naught is connected as an input to this slave. Okay, for this slave case, whatever the value of Q will receive, and whatever the value of Q naught will receive at the slave when the slave is in active state. So when clock is 1 or clock is positive or the clock is high, the master will operate. That time slave will in inactive state, because this one is supplied to this slave side with this NOT gate, and it becomes 0. And as I said, when the clock is high, then only the flip-flop will work, and the clock is low, the flip-flop will remain in idle state. That means the flip-flop is not in the condition to perform any task. Okay, so that the master will operate in the positive clock cycle and the slave will operate in the negative clock cycle. Again, we are not thinking about what are the value of J side and K side. Okay, and for the case of slave, this Q and Q naught is act as the input to this slave side and will produce the result Q and Q. So okay, let's see how this master slave JK flip flop works with the input of J and K. Okay, so as we know that J and K can receive four sequence of values, that is say J and K, it having the power to take four values 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. So here my small question is that how we know that these two input value receive four combinations, four input combinations. The formula is 2 to the n, where n is the number of input line. If we have two input line, then 2 to the 2 equals to 4. That means 4 sequence will be supplied to this input line. If I have 3 input line, then 2 to the 3 equals to 8. That means 8 input sequence can be supplied to this 3 input line. Okay, so this J and K is the 2 input line, and we can supply 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1 to this both master slave JK flip flop. Okay, so when we supply J and K equals to 0 0, then we know that it is the memory state. Okay, from the last class we know that is the memory condition. When you supply 0 1, that is called reset condition. When J equals to 1 and K equals to 0, that is called set condition. And in the last, that is J equals to 1, K equals to 1, that is called toggle condition. Okay, so we have four different conditions in JK flip flop. So let's see, here we can supply this value. Okay, if J equals to 1 and K equals to 0, suppose we supply J equals to 1 and K equals to 0, I am talking about this line, with a positive clock value. That means the positive clock value means the clock is supplied to this device is 1. Okay, Q out of master input to the slave. That means whatever the result at the Q side, Q value, that will just input to this slave. Okay, or the slave will receive only Q value, not the Q naught value. Okay, the reason is that when J equals to 1 and K equals to 0, okay, we are getting the set condition. In set condition, Q is in high state, the Q value is becomes 1. Okay, when J equals to 1, K equals to 1, the Q value is 1. J equals to 1 and K equals to 0 and clock is 1. That time Q is high, that means Q equals to 1 and Q naught becomes 0. So the slave will not receive that Q naught value, it will receive only the Q value. Okay, then Q value is received to the slave, and whatever the result, that will again feed back to this connection. Okay, so next case, when when J equals to 0 and K equals to 1 with a positive clock cycle, Q naught output of master with input to the slave. That means when we supply, instead of that J equals to 1, I replace this 1 with 0 and I can replace this 0 with 1. That time the slave will receive the Q naught value, not Q value. Okay, the slave is not receive the Q value, it will receive the Q naught value. Again, the reason is that when J equals to 1 and K equals to 1 and J equals to 0, that time Q naught is an active state, or Q naught produce the result 1, so that slave will receive that 1. Okay, in both cases we just see that positive clock value. Okay, only when the positive clock value, the master is an active state, the master will produce the result, and whatever the result will produce by the master, that will just go to the slave side. or just supply to the slab. Okay, so what is the meaning of positive clock? Okay, the positive clock means clock is 1. Initially the clock is 1, then must will work, as we know that. And what about the negative clock? Negative clock means instead of writing I'm taking 1 in the clock, I'm taking 0. Okay, when I supply 0 to the clock or the clock is in negative state, that means the slab will in idle state, the slab will not work. Okay, this 0 is applied to this NOT gate and it will produce 1. This 1 is applied to the slab side and the value of Q naught is 1 here and Q equals to 0 here. So this is 0 and this is 1. This 0 1 is received from the master with the previous clock sequence. Okay, with the previous clock cycle. That means see, okay, so at this time the master is functioning. So when the master is function at this time, it will produce the result, and the result is stored in the Q and Q naught, whatever the result, see. Okay, then the clock becomes down and again it will remain some time as a 0. So when the clock is 0, then slab will work. That time the slab simply receive the output of master as its input. Okay, and it will process that and produce the result Q and Q naught. Okay, we'll collect the data at the Q and Q naught. Okay, so at the same time when there is a positive clock cycle or the positive clock is going on, the master will not able to receive the data from the Q. Okay, on the second clock cycle only the master will receive the data at the Q side. Okay, so with the one complete cycle the master slab flip-flop will work. With a one complete cycle the master slab flip-flop will work, or we will get the final result at the one clock cycle. Okay, so first clock cycle or the positive clock cycle, master will just produce the result. For the second negative clock cycle, the slab will produce the result. Okay, and during that time, some time, this at this point the data is blocked out, the data cannot be moved. Okay, when this clock is negative, the data is moved to the slab. Okay, so this simply the slab completely depends on the output of master, so that it is called master, the first flip-flop. Or here I can say that the second flip-flop is completely dependent on the output of the first flip-flop, so that it is called master, and the second one is called the slab. Clear? So when j equals to 0 and k equals to 0, then when j equals to 0 and k equals to 0, then it is called memory state. That means when j equals to 0 and k equals to 0, the slab will be in memory state when clock is high. Sorry, master is in memory state when clock is high. Then slab will be in memory state when clock is low. The similar case when j equals to 1 and k equals to 1, both flip-flop toggles, but master will toggle on the positive clock cycle and slab will toggle on negative clock cycle. Okay, we can collect the data from here also. Okay, the next one is edge trigger flip-flop. In edge trigger flip-flop is also known as the pulse trigger flip-flop. That means we can say all kind of flip-flop can be a edge trigger flip-flop, because all flip-flops use the clock pulses. So at the time of leading edge, what is the behavior of the clock? What is the behavior of the output of the flip-flop, and at the falling edge of the clock, what is the behavior of the flip-flop? Okay, so we can say we can create SR edge trigger flip-flop, D edge trigger flip-flop, JK edge trigger flip-flop, T edge trigger flip-flop. Master slab JK flip-flop can be considered as a edge trigger flip-flop. Okay, so here, as I said, it is also known as the pulse trigger flip-flop, right? Pulse trigger means what? The data entered into the flip-flop on the leading edge of the clock cycle only. Leading edge means it is like this one. Okay. uh, so this is called leading edge. This is the leading edge or lead edge. Okay, and this is the falling edge. This is the falling edge. That means the pulse trigger means the data entered into the flip-flop, that or the data is ready, sorry, the flip-flop is ready to receive the data, okay, at its input side when the clock is in leading state, okay, or the clock is moving from 0 to 1. So this is 0, initially it was in 0, then when it becomes 1, that is called leading edge. Okay, it will maintain some time, that time is called delta t time. Okay, again it will back to 0, from 1 to 0, and this thing is continuously changing because your clock is a single input value and its value is changing from 0 to 1 only. It cannot be changing 0 2 3 4 like that, as it is a digital system or digital pulses. So it is moving from 0 to 1 only. When it becomes 0 to 1, that is called leading edge, and it will maintain some time, that is called delta t time. Automatically it will fall back from 1 to 0, that is called a falling edge. Okay, or the um, falling edge. Okay, so sometimes we say that it is the positive clock cycle, this delta t, when delta t equals to 1, that is called positive clock cycle. When delta t equals to 0, that is called negative clock cycle. Okay, so one complete clock cycle is the addition of both first delta t and the second delta t. Okay, the combination of both delta t is called one clock cycle. Okay, so that means the clock is starting at this point and it will back to the original its point. Again it will start to its functioning leading edge. Okay, so this is called the pulse trigger or the leading edge of the clock. Okay, so let's consider that master slave, in case of master slave JK flip flop, it works with the both edge, positive edge as well as negative edge. But in other flip flop, it only works with the positive edge. Okay, when it becomes 0 to 1 and it maintains some time for 1, then only the flip flop works. But in case of master slave JK flip flop, this flip flop works in both edges of the clock. That means it works with the positive edge and it works with the negative edge. And in the last slide, we just discussed about the positive edge when the master will work. At the negative edge, the slave will work. Okay. So in master slave JK flip flop, the output is available only on the rising edge of the clock cycle. Yes. If I have a flip flop and this flip flop only receives the data when the clock is 1. Okay, when the clock is 1, the clock must be moved from 0 to 1, or I say that is the leading edge or rising edge. Okay, then only the flip flop is ready to receive the data. Clear? In second case also, if in master slave, in second that slave is connected in series connection, when the slave is high or when the slave is ready to receive the data, if the slave will get positive clock cycle. Okay, originally we can say it is a, here we supply 0, then due to the NOT gate this 0 becomes 1 here. Okay, say it is a NOT gate connected to this. Okay, say it is a NOT gate. Okay, due to this NOT gate this 0 becomes 1. That means this flip flop or the slab receive one value. Okay, so that on the rising edge only the data is available, or the data received by the flip flop. When the data is received by the flip flop, automatically we are getting the data at the output side. Okay, so it means that at the rising edge only we are getting the output data, or the output data is available at the rising edge of the clock cycle or clock pulse. And that time, and the reverse time, that means the falling edge. What about the falling edge? During the falling edge, the data is blocked out here, the data cannot move here. Okay, the data is stopped here. Okay, so here the feedback is again connected to this side. So when the master receives the falling edge of the clock cycle, then the feedback is not connected. If feedback cannot be supplied to this data here, that means the data is blocked out. Clear? So in master slave we have two conditions. Only rising edge we are getting the data as an output, and at the falling edge the data is blocked out. The data is blocked, the data cannot be transferred. But in other flip-flops, it only works with the rising edge of the clock cycle. It is not necessary at the falling edge. Okay, in two flip-flop, that is a master slave JK flip-flop, we have two JK flip-flop in cascading mode. Okay, in case of edge trigger flip-flop, all flip-flops work with the clock edge or leading edge of the clock pulse. Okay, but in case of master slave flip-flop, it works with the two edge. One is the positive edge and the negative edge of the clock cycle. Okay, in case of master slave JK flip-flop, the output is available at the positive edge and the data is okay. Let's see about the application of flip-flops. What application we can perform by using the flip-flops? These are the few applications we can develop by using the flip-flops. One is the registers. As I said in few classes back, registers is used to basically store the data and transfer the data, and the register is completely built with the flip-flops. Okay, so and counters also used to count the clock pulses, and it is used the in counter we use the flip-flops. Okay, basically D flip-flop and T flip-flops are better for counting devices. Okay, the next one is a memory unit. Why it is called memory unit? Because flip-flops flip-flops used to work with a single bit, and it having the power to store a single bit. Okay, as I already discussed about SR flip-flop, there is a memory state, and JK flip-flop also we have a memory state. So that means the flip-flop having the power to store a single bit of information. So some memory units are there, they are using the flip-flops. Okay, latches is the another type of another name of the flip-flops when there is no connection of the clock. Okay, that is called latches. And some bounce elimination switches can be used by the flip-flop. Okay, or we can use the flip-flop in bounce elimination switches. These are the few applications of the flip-flops, like registers, counters, memory units, latches, and bounce elimination switches. In our syllabus we have registers and counters, and later on we will discuss about it, for what is registers and how the registers are used, and what are the different type of registers available. Similarly, what is counters, and what are the different counters are available, and what are the proper use of the counters. Okay, in a digital system we'll discuss it. So let's review about the flip-flops. As we know that we have four different type of flip-flops. One is SR or RS flip-flop, and in all flip-flop basically we are getting four conditions: memory condition, reset condition, set condition, and not applicable condition in case of SR flip-flop. And SR flip-flop is the root to all flip-flops. Okay, we can develop this SR flip-flop by using the NAND gate or NOR gate also. According to that we can name this SR or RS. If it is RS flip-flop, this sequence can be changed. That means in S equals to R equals to 0, that condition we are getting the not applicable condition. Okay, in case of RS flip-flop, and this becomes set, this becomes reset, and this one is the memory condition. Okay, so when both S and R is connected together with a NOT gate, that developed flip-flop is called D flip-flop. In D flip-flop we are getting only two condition. One is the reset condition and the set condition, because in D flip-flop we can supply on a single value, either 0 or 1. Okay, we have another type of flip-flop that is called JK flip-flop. In JK flip-flop also we are getting four different kind of conditions, but if we compare this SR flip from JK flip-flop, all are same except the last one. In both J equals to k equals to 1, we are getting the toggle condition. But in case of SR flip-flop, when S equals to R equals to 1, we are getting not applicable condition. Or here we can say that the not applicable condition of SR flip-flop can be removed or can be eliminated in JK flip-flop. Okay. And when both J and K terminals are connected together, we are getting two conditions. One is the memory condition, another is toggle condition. Because in T flip-flop we have only a single input terminals, and we are getting, or sorry, we can supply either 0 or 1. So that we are getting two conditions. One is the memory condition and another is toggle condition. Okay, this is all about flip-flops, and whatever doubt you have, you can text me on my WhatsApp number. You practice it regular basis, and in the next topic we'll discuss the register. Okay, so thank you so much.